Scream 6 just recently came out at the time of writing this, and I finally had to look at the final poster for this movie, and it's an atrocity. I hate floating body posters with every fiber of my being. They just suck the life out of everything that is gonna make a movie good, really. Why would I want a poster that's just a bunch of famous movie stars floating around with one iconic image in the center or at some place over the poster? And the worst problem with this isn't just the floating bodies. They're very bad and very lazy, and I hate them with every fiber of my being. But the worst part is that some of them have actually good posters and that are just so creative and use the iconography of the series and just the lore of it, or even just from a graphic design perspective, are interesting and make posters that I'd be like, yeah, I'd hang that up in my house. An example of an actually good one is the Scream 6 poster from earlier for promotion, where it lays out a subway map with all the kills in the prior movies in the shape of Ghostface. It's so good, it's so cool, and I love it so much. There's thought put into it based on the lore of the previous entries in the series. It's using the iconic design of Ghostface. They let someone cook and got a 5-star meal out of it. Meanwhile, their final poster is someone they keep letting cook in Hollywood, and they need to get rid of them because they're pulling up Photoshop for 5 seconds and throwing a bunch of celebrities on the screen and calling it a day. But this is only the tip of the iceberg. I've seen so many recently, and now that I can see them, I hate the final ones so much more. So here are a few extra ones that I found that are also very good early posters, and then some very blech final ones. I know the reason why the posters are like this, or at least one of them. Obviously, it banks off the recognizability of the leading stars. People know Tom Holland, Tom Cruise, Paul Rudd, and whatever. If I pull up to a movie theater, I can go see the Tom Cruise movie. When old people were seeing Ticket to Paradise, half of them just asked for the George Clooney movie. I know what that means. They know who George Clooney is. They want to see a movie with George Clooney. It makes sense to me. But it doesn't make the posters have staying power. They're just boring. A movie poster to me is something you can put up in your home and display, and people are like, wow, that is a cool accent piece there. The subway poster for Scream, I'd be down to hang it up as a decor piece. It looks cool, and it's something for people to look at. There's detail there that can have a conversation, or is intriguing, or is just cool to look at. Whereas the floating bullet bodies are just dull. It's like, dang, you sure like Jenna Ortega? You got a poster of her. And I do like her. She's been good in every movie I've seen her in it. But I don't need a poster with 3/4 of her body floating in the corner of a poster. I want a cool looking one. And I'd vastly prefer it to be something with thought put into it and some amount of care put into the design and to make it look cool or something that I would want to hang up in my home. But ultimately, I know Hollywood will never change. But God, I just wish they'd choose a more visually appealing poster over the floating heads, even just once. They're just so much better, and yet they keep getting relegated to early trailers or IMAX variants or just an early promotional poster, which just leaves me with despair because I get to see these cool posters be taken over by just floating heads, and then they're left to the dust, and I have less and less desire to ever own a movie poster because they're just so dull now.